Greetings, my friends, and welcome back. Mike Allen from Chicagoland, broadcasting today from Peoria, Illinois. I am in town to visit some dear friends of mine and just thought, why not profile this great city here in the central part of the state? So that's what I'm going to do today. I don't really have a plan in place. I'm just going to kind of wing it for the first time on this channel. Just going to head down behind me into the city there and just check out what Peoria has to offer. So I'm inviting you to come and join me here as we embark on exploring Peoria, Illinois and its surrounding parts of the neighborhoods here. So let's get started. So right now I'm standing up on Fond du Lac Drive on the East Peoria side of the Illinois River there, which is off in the distance to your right. That's downtown Peoria, and this here is I-74, which we're going to be getting on momentarily to head into town. Crossing the Illinois River now on the Murray Baker Bridge here on I-74, heading into town. Checking out Dozer Park here in downtown Peoria. This is the home of the Peoria Chiefs, which is the St. Louis Cardinals Class Single A affiliate. So at one point in time, the Peoria Chiefs were the Class A affiliate of the Chicago Cubs back in the 80s. They've switched hands a few times. They've gone back and forth between the Cubs, Cardinals, and I want to say it was another team Single A affiliate for a while too. Yeah, a lot of future major league stars have played here, and one that comes to mind is young Albert Pujols. He came up with the Peoria Chiefs when he eventually made his way up to the major leagues with his first stint with the Cardinals. A little bit better view of the stadium here. I remember about 20 years ago I came to a game here, and they used to grow palm trees right out over in the outfield here. Obviously, palm trees don't really grow well in a cold climate like Illinois, so that's probably why they're no longer out there. And Peoria has erected a statue to its native son, Richard Pryor, who was a childhood icon of mine. I had no idea that this man was a world-renowned stand-up comedian until I got older. I remember him mostly as a kid because I was a big fan of Superman. Superman was my childhood superhero, and he was in the Superman 3. He played the computer genius. So I learned more about his stand-up comedy and his cutting-edge routines as I got older, and watched quite a bit of them on YouTube and laugh hysterically every time. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that Peoria has erected a statue here in his honor. I also love Richard Pryor and Brewster's Millions, where he had to spend, I think it was $30 million in a span of like a week or something like that. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but it was definitely another one of my favorite Richard Pryor movies. The statue was created by Preston Jackson in 2014. Another Richard Pryor movie that comes to mind is The Mac. I've not seen it, but the only reason I'm familiar with that movie is because of another film called True Romance, where Gary Oldman's character is watching the Mac while Christian Slater's character comes in to confront Gary Oldman. So I haven't seen the Mac, but familiar with it because of Quentin Tarantino's writing in True Romance. While I was walking back to my car, I stumbled upon this right next to Dozer Park. Rawlings official minor league baseball. I'm gonna clean this up when I get home and give it to my daughters. Just stumbled upon this Revolutionary War veteran memorial here. Lieutenant John Dusenberry, born 1754, died in Peoria in 1833. Always enjoyed this view of the Murray Baker Bridge, crossing from East Peoria into Peoria. Stopped off here at the Peoria Holocaust Memorial, which is right next to the Peoria Riverfront Museum. Each one of these glass encasings holds buttons. There's roughly a total of 11 million buttons between all of these casings, and that represents both 5 million Jews that were killed in the concentration camps and roughly 6 million Allied soldiers who died trying to liberate those camps. And the Peoria Civic Center and Carver Arena, home to Bradley Braves men's basketball and the Peoria Rivermen minor league hockey. There used to be a team here called the Peoria Pirates, which was a Arena Football League 2 team. I actually saw them win the AF2 title several years ago right here inside the Civic Center. Probably my biggest memory that I remember from the Civic Center and Carver Arena was the fact that the IHSA boys basketball tournament was held here for about 25 years until it moved back to Champaign roughly 1, 2, or 3 years ago. Can't really remember, but I saw the state title game in 2002 between Chicago Westinghouse and Springfield Lamphere, which Westinghouse ended up winning, but Lamphere had a young Andre Iguodala on their team. He was a 4-time NBA champion for the Golden State Warriors, but I remember watching him play as an 18-year-old senior and thinking to myself, this kid has definitely got the talent to go to some big places in his career, and he certainly did that. Now, those of you that watch my channel know that I'm a huge Route 66 fan, and one of the things that Route 66 had to offer back in its heyday were the large Muffler Man statues, and many of them have been repurposed over the years, and I'm in Peoria to see one of those statues. And this here on the south end of town is the Uniroyal Gal, and she's dressed in a bikini to signify that it is summer. During the winter months, she's in a dress. Now, the Uniroyal Gal is one of 3 repurposed Muffler Man statues that I know about in Illinois. I've been to the Atlanta, Illinois statue, the Bunyan repurposed statue. I have not seen the Gemini Giant, though, in Wilmington, Illinois, so I'll have to check that out one of these days. Drove a couple miles north up to Grandview Drive. This was once dubbed the world's most beautiful drive by Teddy Roosevelt. And in fact, WMBD, the CBS affiliate in Peoria, got their call letters from World's Most Beautiful Drive. So let's head on up the river bluff and check it out. This is what you get to see when you get to the top of this bluff. All along the road are views like this, overlooking the Illinois River. And because it's summertime and a lot of the foliage is in the way, you don't get to see as much as you probably would, say, in the winter when the leaves fall off. But it's still a great view nonetheless. I had to stop and check out this castle-looking house here. Not so much for the house, but because of what is guarding the entranceway. These 2 dragon statues sitting right up here along Grandview Drive. Here's a much better view of the river from up along Grandview Drive. Pimento, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, meaning Fat Lake. Assuming that has to do with the fact that this is a very wide part of the Illinois River. Some information about Teddy Roosevelt calling this the world's most beautiful drive back in 1910 when he was president. So it's pronounced Pim-a-Toey. It's good to know. So I thought I'd give it a shot and see if Tower Park was open, but unfortunately it is not. I checked on the website and it's only open on the weekends. That's unfortunate because I really wanted to check this place out. Gives you a better view of the Illinois River Valley up there. Oh well, next time I'm in Peoria, I'll have to make an appointment to try to check this place out. Stopped off real quick at the Luthy Botanical Garden here on the north side of Peoria. And anytime I see Botanical Garden, I tend to stop just because it's always tends to be a nice, peaceful visit where you can just be alone with your thoughts. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. This is a very quiet, quaint, and peaceful little walk here in the Luthy Botanical Gardens. The nice part about it is it's free to get in. I heard a rumor that the Chicago Botanical Garden is now charging admission, which I'm not too happy about if that's true. So it's nice to check out these free admission sites every once in a while. Got some climate-controlled indoor sections of the garden as well. There's a bottle palm tree in central Illinois. Back downtown now, and right in front of this picture of Abraham Lincoln is the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, which was erected in 1899. And the site was chosen because it was where the famous Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas encounter occurred in October of 1854. And this was also where Peoria's 1866 War Memorial once stood. Here's some information about this sculpture created by Fritz Treibel from Rome, Italy. Commissioned to create the monument in 1893 and also served as superintendent of sculpture at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago that very same year. It says here, honoring the soldiers of Peoria County and the vicinity who fell in battle or lost their lives in service during the Civil War, 1861 to 1865. And in Courthouse Plaza, right across the street from Caterpillar's corporate offices, stand soldier statues. I mentioned Caterpillar just now. They do still have a rather large office here in downtown Peoria, even though most of their executives moved up to Deerfield, Illinois, and now eventually moving down to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But the vast majority of their employees are still here in Peoria. And inside Caterpillar's building here is a museum that we're gonna go check out. Okay, correction, the museum and visitor center is kitty corner from the Caterpillar offices, and they are located in this building here. So here's a gigantic mining truck.
Welcome to the Caterpillar Visitor Center. Thank you for coming to see us today. How does it feel to sit in the bed of a 1.4 million pound mining truck? It's pretty amazing, isn't it? When you go downstairs, take a look at the tires. They're 14 feet tall. And imagine a 4,000 horsepower Cat engine under the hood.
story of Caterpillar, we presumed this story was about machines, like this massive 797F mining truck that carries up to 400 tons of material and travels at over 40 miles an hour.
As the CEO mentioned, this theater is inside the bed of this large mining truck. And I want to take a peek at those wheels. Here's just one of the wheels. So it is 13 feet high, 12,000 pounds, I think they said. Here's a piece of Caterpillar's original product line from 1925, one of 5 tractors. This is a display of Nordic lights, which is based out of Finland. And these are lights that are attached to the Caterpillar machines. And you can get an idea of the amount of light that these bulbs emit. Here's one of the engines on display. So these displays here show the various types of services that Caterpillar machines are able to provide. Global electric power systems, oil and gas power solutions, both on and offshore, and turbine, and marine power systems, also servicing the railroad industry, and industrial engines as well. Here's a Caterpillar Tractor Company fireman's helmet, circa 1935. Here's a Caterpillar employee toolbox, circa 1943. During World War II, Caterpillar was called upon to serve the United States military in building the equipment needed to win the war. Caterpillar calls this section of their machines the ground engaging tools. It's an interesting name for it. I always just called it a shovel. And I don't want to leave the museum without stepping into one of their precious pieces of machinery. So we'll check out this backhoe loader. Here's a point of view perspective from the back of the backhoe loader. I'm sure there's extensive training to learn how to operate one of these things. Thank you again for joining me on this trip to Central Illinois and journeying around Peoria, Illinois. I was very happy to share some of my past experiences here in this town, as well as visit some places that I had never been before, such as the Caterpillar Welcome Center and a few other places too. It was nice to see the Richard Pryor statue for the first time, go up Grandview Drive. So yeah, definitely enjoyed my morning here in the heart of Illinois. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. There's other ways you can help me grow the channel. I'll put the links down in the description below. Anyways, this is Mike Allen from Chicagoland, signing off from Peoria, Illinois. I'll be back next week with another video, but until that time, don't you go changing.